Hey y'all, so I am getting dinner going. It is Sunday night. We're gonna do some beef taco tostadas. I just thawed out this taco meat. I made this last week. I froze it, thawed it out for tonight. I will have that video linked down below where I did a freezer meal prep. If you missed it, I'll have it linked down below. So we got that, and I'll get all the fixings out later. Sour cream, cheese, and all that stuff. And then here are the tostadas shells that I picked up. I went to Walmart this week, so these are the only ones they had. Got those. I'm really hoping that they're not broken. I was worried buying them in the box like that, but that's all they had. I got out a can of corn here because I'm going to do some Mexican corn salad. I've shared it on my channel before, but it's been a while, and I really like serving it on tostadas. It's really good. So you need corn, some mayonnaise, and then I do chili powder and Parmesan cheese mixed together. It's like my Mexican street corn, but it's just a can of corn instead of corn on the cob. I'll have my regular Mexican street corn recipe linked down below in case you've missed it. It's really good, but it's easy just to kind of alter what you have on hand or what you prefer. So for the tostadas, I like to do the canned corn. And then I'm going to do some salsa minute rice. I've shared this recipe a ton on my channel. I'll have that recipe linked down below. It's just minute rice, whatever amount of water or broth. I like to always keep the chicken bouillon on hand, so I always just use water and the chicken bouillon, minute rice, and then your favorite salsa. This is ours. You can get this at Walmart. It is so good. So I'm gonna set y'all up, get to cooking. Really easy dinner tonight because I've already meal prepped the main meat portion. So for the Mexican street corn salad, I just took a can of corn and drained it. And then I just put it on the stove in a pan just to heat it through. And then I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of Duke's mayonnaise. I promise you won't be able to taste it. It's just so good. This is so good. So I just take a little bit and just mix it together, and I add more as needed. You just want it to get kind of nice and like creamy in the pan. And then just let it heat through. I do season with some salt and pepper. And then that's it for that. And then what you do is I'll take and just add it to the top and then sprinkle the top with some of that Parmesan and chili powder mixture. So it's just like when I do my Mexican street corn on the cob, but it's just deconstructed. Perfect for topping any kind of like taco dish. So for the tostadas, I heated those up in the oven a little bit, and then now I'm just going to go ahead and assemble everything. I put a decent amount of that taco meat on top of each one. And then I added on some of our favorite Sam's Club cheese dip. Y'all already know, I love that stuff. And then I'm going to add on some of the corn. I really like doing it this way because it really gives you that like texture element, I feel like. And especially for us, like we don't buy lettuce a lot. You know, you could even put lettuce and tomatoes and stuff on here. But I just put some of that chili powder, Parmesan mixture on top, and then some sour cream, and top it with some cheese. Super easy and so delicious.
A second.
Hold it good.
That little piece fell off.
It's okay.
Pizza. I'm trying to put it like a pizza thing. Where did I bind it at now? Cheese fell down.
Next up, we are doing French onion bake. It's been a while since we've had this. This is one of our family favorites. Super easy to put together. I do have a recipe for this, so I will have it linked down below. But super basic. I just cook my onion on the side because I only put the onion on half because if you know, Winston and I don't like big hunks of onion. But I just got 1.5 pounds of ground beef there that I just cooked up, drained, and then I added in a packet of brown gravy mix and the amount of water that it called for on the back of the package. And then I just kind of let that heat through till it thickened up. And then I have 1 can of the crescent dough sheets. In my opinion, the dough sheets are so much easier for this because you don't have to worry about anything leaking through. It is just so easy just to roll it out and press it down. And then you're going to add on your meat mixture. Smooth it out. And then like I said, I only put the onions on half. But if you're not weird like me, then you can just do it on the whole thing. And then you will put on some provolone cheese slices and then get another one of the crescent dough sheets, roll it out and put it on top. And then I just bake this at 350 for about 18 to 20 minutes. It's just going to depend on your oven, and you just want your crescent dough to be cooked all the way through and golden brown. So to go along with that, we did some sweet carrots. I just took a can of carrots, drained off the liquid, added in some brown sugar, and then I added in some corn syrup. The corn syrup is just going to kind of help it like get like a sticky texture instead of being like runny. I love doing this combination with carrots. It's really good. And then we also had some cheesy broccoli. I just took a pack of broccoli florets and cooked it in the microwave according to the package directions. I drained off the liquid. There's always a little bit of water in there once you cook it, so I drained that off and then I just added it in to my dish. I seasoned it up with some salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and then added a little bit of butter, and then I'm just gonna add in some of the Velveeta cheese sauce. And then I put this back in the microwave for a little bit just because we don't like our broccoli crunchy. So I always do it a second time in the microwave just to make sure. And it was delicious. Next up is another family favorite. This is so good and so easy. I do have a recipe through Saffron typed out for you guys, so I will have it linked down below so you can get exact measurements and everything. But I have got 3 thinner pieces of chicken. Normally I do 4 to 6 pieces when I do this, but I didn't thaw out enough chicken. But you just take and mix together a block of cream cheese, some cheddar cheese, and a packet of dry ranch. Just mix that together, and then you spread it on top of the chicken, and then you just bake that in the oven. And then about halfway through, you'll take it out, add more cheese, and add your crispy bacon. Put it back in the oven till it's done. You just want to make sure that the internal temperature is 165, and y'all, it is so delicious. We served it up with some crock-pot green beans and potatoes. I'll have that recipe linked down below for you guys. I shared that in my last Crocktober video, so in case you missed it, it will be down below. Next up is spaghetti. Everybody knows how to make spaghetti, so I didn't film much for this one, but I did make some easy cheddar bay biscuits to go with these. I'll have that recipe linked down below. It is so simple, and those are delicious, y'all. So good. So for our spaghetti, we always do cheesy spaghetti, and we always add Velveeta cheese sauce into our spaghetti. It is so good if you've never had it. Really good. Luke grew up eating it this way. When we were dating and I first went over to his house, his mom made a big batch of this cheesy spaghetti, and I was like, why have I never had this before? It is so good. So it's something that he grew up with, and then I just took it over once we got married. It is so good and so easy. So once the biscuits came out, just look at those, y'all. They're so good. My favorite step is melting some butter, adding some garlic powder and some parsley, and buttering those babies up. I feel like this makes a world of difference and really gets like that copycat version of Red Lobster, but this is where it's at, y'all. Okay, y'all, so it is bright and early. It's like 8:30, and I'm gonna go ahead and get some soup beans on. I was gonna do these shelf stable, but I didn't want to have to cook them on the stove, so we're just gonna do them how I normally do them, and then in the future I might decide to do shelf stable ones. But I really wanted some good pinto beans, and my favorite way is doing them in the crock pot. So I've got 1 bag of pinto beans here. I just soaked them overnight in some water, picked through, make sure there wasn't any bad ones, no rocks or nothing. Make sure they're washed. And then I've got about a knuckle deep of water over top. And then I'm gonna add in, this is still frozen, but you'll be fine. I'm gonna add in my ham hock. And then, oh, I just dumped out all that juice. Ew. I opened up a can of this smoked ham, which, y'all, it looks pretty disgusting, to be honest. But I wanted to try this because this is one of the things I picked up for our shelf-stable meat. And I wanted to see how it did with beans. So I'm still going to add this in, even though I'm not doing this fully shelf-stable because of the ham hock. But you could not add the ham hock. So we're going to add in the ham. It was a little weird at first. And then I'm just going to add in my seasonings. I've got garlic powder. I season the heck out of them. Give them all that flavor. Some, what did I say? Onion. This was onion powder. Now I'm adding garlic powder. And then I'm going to add in a little bit of pepper. I don't add my salt till closer to the end because I had heard that if you add salt at the beginning, it makes it hard for the beans to cook. And I've actually had that happen before where my beans didn't cook. So I don't add the salt now till the end. Which you're getting a lot of salt from the ham and you're getting a lot of salt from this chicken bouillon powder. So, you know, they're not going to be lacking in flavor. You're just going to be adding in that salt towards the end. So that way your beans are able to cook properly. And you might have a different opinion on that, and that's fine, but my house, so this is how I cook my beans. So we're gonna turn this on low and let them cook for a good 10 hours. Okay, y'all, so we've got about 3 more hours for it to be on 10 hours. So I taste tested it just to see where the salt level was. It's actually pretty good. It doesn't need that much. With that canned ham in there, it's actually pretty good. So I'm gonna add a little bit and then just give it a mix, and then we'll let it cook the rest of the 3 hours. For my cornbread, I took 1 package of the Jiffy Mix, followed the directions, and then I also added in 1 packet of the Martha White's buttermilk. So I mixed the two together, followed the directions of ingredients on both of those, but I combined them. And y'all, it was really good. I was surprised, and I was curious on putting those together because Luke doesn't like a sweet cornbread. And so I thought if I added that Martha White in, it would kind of dull it down the sweetness, and I thought it was perfect. So I will definitely be doing that again. But I just cook mine at 400. I put a little bit of oil in my cast iron pan. While the oven's preheating, I put it in there, let it get nice and scalding hot. Pull it out, pour my batter in. Y'all can see how hot it is. And then I just put it back in the oven till it is done. And it is so good. And here is my beans after about 10 hours. Y'all, they look so good and they tasted so good. I was really happy with that ham. I don't know if I would like eat that ham, the canned ham as is, but in the pinto beans, it was really good. I would definitely going to keep that in my pantry stock, but here is my bowl. I like to get big pieces of the ham in mine. And then we just served it with the cornbread. So for this night, we just kind of did like a pantry freezer meal. I pulled out some random like half boxes of noodles from the pantry. So I made some mac and cheese with that. I pulled some buns from the freezer, thawed those out. And then we got the burgers from the deep freeze. Those are just the Sam's brand ones that we really like. And then got all the fixins. Luke cooked them up on the Blackstone, did some hot dogs. Super easy dinner, but delicious. And lastly, we have got some smoked chicken, and Luke smoked some bologna. We've got some mashed potatoes, some box stuffing, and some green beans. Y'all won't actually see the smoked chicken and the bologna till in November. So y'all stay tuned for that. That's going to be a whole separate video, and I'm excited for that one. And that is it, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this full week of super easy and delicious dinners. We had an amazing week of meals, y'all. Hope this inspired you to cook more at home. I hope you found something that you think your family will enjoy. We definitely had some family favorites this past week. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.